You did not realize that Sam Cooke, who is your cousin,
was related to me, yeah.
wrote A Change Is Going to Come, which was dedicated to the NAACP.
I didn't know. I didn't remember. Now, I might have should have known. You don't remember everything.
Right.
But I remember when Sam Cooke came on the scene. Sam Cooke was with the Soul Stirrers,
Man.
a gospel group, and Lou Rawls was too. They was friends. And back in the day, when we did have a radio, listen to radio on Sunday, and they played it, ran the records on the radio, ran the records shop or something like that, ran the records.
Yes.
And C.L. Franklin,
The father of Aretha Franklin.
yeah, he had sermons on it. We should hear him on the radio.
As a
Reverend
preacher,
Franklin.
yeah.
Because that's on, no TV, television wasn't even born then, you did?
Right.
And, but so I'm just still saying you could hear it at Randy Record if you had a record player. I'm not a record player, radio. Everybody didn't have a radio.
Even then, yeah. In the early 60s.
My first cousin, who, they never had a radio or television. They might have had a radio. They didn't play music. They wasn't into music. They still not inclined. My people not inclined in music. My daughters, they're not into music, man.
Not everyone, it doesn't catch with everyone, catch on.
Right, and then a lot of people I hear today, the younger people, when I was going in my area, every apartment you could hear music. Go down, you hear music.
It's interesting.
That's how you hear music. You don't hear that now. When you
That's
hear something,
interesting.
When you hear stuff, the people on the motorcycle, and they got them up loud, and I hate that.
Yes,
and they talking vile language and them kind of music. I don't like that.
Right.
But back in the day, I've always had a car. I get my friends thing. We'd be going to someplace, car full of people, windows down, radios on. Stop at the red light, we get out and dance.
Love that.
I remember we was on the East Grand Boulevard near going to Belle Isle. And we was back Mack Avenue. I think Mack, keep going across Van Dyke. And we was going almost a block or two from Jefferson.
Okay.
Stopped at the light down there. And we got out of the car and started dancing.
That's great.
And then the light turned around, jumped in the car and took off again. So we did stupid things like all kids do. Stupid thing. I've been a part of that. Did that.
Right.
I didn't drink. I never was a drinker.
Teetotaler.
Never was a drinker.
That's smart. That's very wise of you.
I never got tickets. I got one speeding ticket.
Ever?
Yeah. And I drove cab. I never got no ticket driving cab. I got a ticket once from here, run a stop sign on 6 Mile, think on 6 Mile going down Linwood, there's a school down there. I rolled up to the stop sign. I stopped and took off. Man was watching me, pulled me over and gave me a ticket. Said, you stop don't mean you was off. It doesn't.
Yeah, you got to pause for a couple seconds, apparently. Yeah.
You got to come to a stop means stop rolling, period.
Right.
And he made a case out of it. He gave me a ticket, I paid it. I didn't go to court for it. Excuse me. I never had no accident.
That's a blessing.
I did have an accident on the expressway. I just got in a new car, a Buick, deuce and a quarter. I never forget that. I was coming down the expressway, and where the intersection cars come down to get on the expressway, I'm coming this way, and they stopped in the lane that I'm supposed to be in.
Right.
And no brake light. They just stopped, and so I'm going in a train, thinking that the car's lights on. It's still moving with the rest of the traffic. When I realized that the car was stopped in the lane, I slid into the back of it. Never had that, and that's the only accident I had. I'd never been my car, man. I don't have scratches on my car. My car was always showroom.
Man, inside and out.
Inside and out.
Man. That's beautiful.
Yeah, you know, so and then I sold better ball my car. He the guy who had float on. He used to be a disc jockey.
Man.
I helped him get that record anyway. And in fact, when they first had the first American award,
Yes, sir. American Music Awards.
right, Floaters opened up with the tune Float on, and my store sponsored. My store not sponsored. They used the record company.
On the local television station, you got a spot on the TV commercial.
Advertising where the record pick up the records from. And they use
Oh
my show.
yeah.
Yeah, nationwide. And
Oh
so,
man.
Yeah, and
Nationwide.
Yeah.
Now I've said it before. We'll say it again. If you can find that
Hot
commercial.
Potato. Oh, that
or Hot Potato, yeah. If you can find Hot Potato, the song, and if you can find the American Music Awards with the floaters singing Float, Float, Float On, and there's an ad for Lee's Monroe Music, please send it our way.
When it came on, they used advertising radio. You know how they advertise. Now we advertising. Now they're using other things, you understand? But they used me to advertise the record company. And they would always buy time